Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Potter here. So the last time we met, we were talking about similes and metaphors. Now we're going to be learning about some other figurative language. I think you're going to really like it. Okay, so some of the things that you're going to be able to do at the end of this lesson is you'll be able to identify different types of figurative language, including onomatopoeia and alliteration. And you'll also be able to explain and accurately use those terms, onomatopoeia and alliteration. Onomatopoeia is kind of fun to say, and at the end you'll be like, oh, it's so easy. So what is alliteration anyway? Alliteration is the repeating of the same letter or sound, especially consonant sounds, including tongue twisters. So Miss Warren was worried when Wendy was waiting. Do you notice how the W or the W sound is repeated multiple times in this sentence? It doesn't have to be every word starts with that letter, because you notice Miss isn't, but most of them are, and that's what makes that alliteration. Here's another example. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. That's called a tongue twister. If you try to say that a few times, it's like really hard. That's why they call it a tongue twister. And as you'll notice, not every single word starts with that P sound, but most of them do. The other skill we're going to be learning is onomatopoeia. It's a weird looking word and it's a weird sounding word, but it's really fun because it's the use of a word to describe or imitate a natural sound made by an object or actions. Basically, they're words that sound like what they mean. Here's some examples. Buzz, pow, tweet, tweet, zoom, or you could even use vroom and hiss. These are all examples of onomatopoeia. So the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be using our guided notes. So you're going to want to make sure that you have your guided notes in front of you, and we're going to have a little practice. Okay. So we're going to be deciding if it's alliteration or onomatopoeia. So with your pencil on your guided notes, you're either going to write A for alliteration or O for onomatopoeia. Here's the first one. Susan suddenly stretched slowly. Do you think it's alliteration or onomatopoeia? The cat purrs when you rub her chin. Do you think that's an example of alliteration or onomatopoeia? Number 3, Brittany bought a beautiful blue bracelet. Alliteration or onomatopoeia? Remember, alliteration is when you have that consonant sound repeated over and over again. Onomatopoeia is when it's kind of like a sound effect. And then here's another practice. The fire made a crackle when they added more wood. Alliteration or onomatopoeia. On the next slide, you're going to be able to check your answers. You'll be able to self-check. And remember, don't get discouraged if you get them wrong. This is brand new, and a mistake is an opportunity. So if you didn't get it right this time, you probably will next time. So here are all those ones that we just did, and let's check. Oh, they're coming in. Those two are onomatopoeia because of purrs and crackle. And Brittany bought a beautiful blue bracelet is alliteration. And Susan suddenly stretched slowly is alliteration. We have all those S's that are repeated, so that's sound. And then for Brittany, bought a beautiful blue bracelet. Okay, excellent. And that was the end of the practice. So we'll be doing some other things. And by the end, you'll really love all these different types of figurative language that you'll be able to use.